Hello my friend and welcome back. My name is Hannah and today I have a casual cosplay for Yennefer of The Witcher. I do have some new items that I'm going to be doing some first impressions, so I'm going to kind of tie two video themes in one just to make up for yesterday's video not going up. I'm filming a declutter / reorganizing my makeup, and I didn't realize like how big of a project that was actually going to be. So bear with me. I've been wanting to do this Yennefer look for a while. I know I mentioned it a while ago. I was using different eyeshadow palettes to kind of capture this look. Anything that I'm using on my face today, I will have links down below. I believe everything is readily available. I'm not using, maybe my highlighter? No, I think my highlighter is still available on Colourpop. I don't think they actually discontinued it. So I will leave links for everything down below. And let's zoom in and get this video started. Okay, so all I've done off of camera is my eyebrows. Nothing too interesting about my eyebrows. I just use a gel and make them go up like a Super Saiyan, and then just fill them in with lately it's been a powder, but it's just because I'm trying. I'll make a review about that later. The first item I'm going to go in with is the Hydro Grip Primer from Milk. I'm sure there are tons and tons of reviews on it, and so if you haven't already decided and you're watching this video, if you want to try this product, maybe I can help you, but I'm sure there's tons and tons of other videos. I've just been interested in it because a lot of the same people who I watch who do makeup, or my friends who do makeup, and we feel the same way about primers, that they don't really work. Like, we don't need a primer to really have longevity in our makeup lasting. Have said the same thing. They all really like this primer, so it makes me think that I will like this primer. I did try the e.l.f. mint one to see if maybe it was a dupe, and I really hated that one. It never felt like it set properly, and it was always kind of just like tacky and sticky no matter how long I waited, and product just kind of clung in a weird way. So maybe it's just like the formula isn't as good. I got the mini because I didn't want to pay the price and have the larger one if I didn't like it, but the mini itself is $17. Do I need to spend $17 or more on a primer? Like, it better be good. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. So I hope today's look goes pretty well and it will encourage me to use it for other looks. Otherwise, I don't know. Not a huge fan of primers. I'm only going in with one pump. I don't know. I feel like I don't need a lot of primer, but we'll see what happens. Do you just go in with your fingers? Should I tap this out with my sponge? Because the only spot for me that drives me nuts, that always kind of like gets weird, is like right here. I don't know when I got like pores right here on my face, but it seemed to happen over the pandemic. And no matter what I do, no matter how I set it, what I use with it, by the end of the day, it's always weird right there. It feels nice and cooling on the face. Different from how the e.l.f. primer felt cooling. I felt like the e.l.f. primer felt cooling because it was like, I don't know, kind of, you know, like when you put like a Vicks vapor rub and it's like you can smell all of a sudden with a stuffy nose, that kind of like cool. That's how I felt like the e.l.f. one was. This just feels more refreshing, like you're putting on like an aloe gel. I think the main ingredient in this is aloe, right? Like, I don't know, this feels like when you get sunburned and you have an aloe gel. And then I'm just supposed to let that sit. So as I'm letting this sit, I'll talk about the next product that I got. This is a brand new item that's come out, and I haven't seen too many people talk about it, but I know a lot of people got it sent to them in like PR, because if you look at the reviews, everyone's talking about how it got sent to them. But it's the YSL new Bare Look Tint. Is Saint Laurent having a different name for its beauty, or is it still all the same? I don't know, because I think even their like beauty, or excuse me, their fashion is just Saint Laurent. I don't think it's YSL. Anyway, I got the shade 8, and I think it's supposed to be a light to medium with like warmer tones. Anything, I'm nervous because in the tube it looks fairly darker than what my skin is, but the 7 was like light to medium with cool tones, and I don't think that's me. And then the like 4, 5, and 6 were just super, super light. So I'm hoping that because it's like a skin tint, I will have a little bit of wiggle room as far as shading goes. I read in some of the reviews that it wasn't like truly like a dewy finish like the Becca one that I have, that this is more of like in between. It's not as matte as the Fenty Ease Drops. I feel like this might just be kind of more similar to what like my Nabla Skin Realist gives me. Oh, look at the tube. It's like paint. That's kind of neat. And so then what do? Do I put it on the back of my hand? That's what I'll do. I'm nervous because this looks kind of dark, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know, is that me? And you're also seeing how I really go in light with products. I suffer from going in with too much and doing too much, so I try to have a light hand. I also get nervous to get things with warmer tones because then it's more red leaning than anything else. And I think I have a more neutral base and it's more yellow leaning. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. It smells nice. And this was $38, and you get, I believe, 1 fluid ounce. So for the Fenty Ease Drops, I can't remember, is it a little bit less and you get a little bit more? That was always, I think that was the exciting part for me. I think Fenty's always really good about like the amount of product that you get in an item. Versus like, I don't know, sometimes I see things that are like 1 fluid ounce and they want like $60 for it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that better delete all the wrinkles and skin impurities and pores in my face. But I don't know, I think what was it, 38 even for like a more higher end designer brand, I don't think is bad. So I just hope that it like works well and it's not like a Marc Jacobs situation where like it looks okay but it's not really anything that I would wear if I were on camera. Maybe next time I use this I will try it with a brush, because I don't really like to layer too many layers, but I mean like it's getting all the discoloration that I kind of try to even out, and it looks really nice. Like, that's not a bad skin finish, I think. It's pretty good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the normal concealer that I do, because I don't want to try too many new things. And I didn't really get a new concealer. I don't know, did you guys try the new ABH concealer? Is it good? Do you guys like it? I think I really want to pick up the, I think I want to pick up the bronzer, I think. Another YouTuber had told me that the Soul Body one is a little more warm reddish leaning than the ABH one, and I don't know, I think I kind of like a cooler highlight, or excuse me, a cooler bronze, but we'll see. And then before I set that with any powder, I'm gonna go in with my eyeshadow base. I'm also coming to like an end with this one, I think. Finally, it's getting a little bit harder and harder each time I use it to push product out. So I think I might be looking for an eyeshadow primer next. I don't know. I'm interested to try the Milk one, but I also don't know if I like this Hydro Grip Primer. So I didn't want to get it if I didn't like the primer or the face primer. But I mean, I used to just use my NARS Soft Matte Concealer as my base, and I really enjoyed that. So I don't know, maybe I like a more creamier base. I have my eye on those Sigma like shadow sticks. I don't know, I see a lot of people use that as a base, and the looks always look really nice. And I feel like that's kind of the surface I'm used to playing on, is with more of like a cream base. But we will see. I don't have any new like face items, so I'm just gonna kind of walk us through this look, because it is, I guess, a casual cosplay. I'll just walk you through how I'm doing my makeup normally, and then I think the last new items, I have two last new items. I have a mascara and a lip product. Mascaras really aren't that exciting, but I think the lip product is, but I will definitely show you guys that. But I probably won't show you or go into too much detail about my bronze and things. I think that's fair. I'm gonna set under my eyes, because I always do, because I can get crinkly under there. And maybe it's because they're the same brand, but I feel like it always plays really well with my concealer. See, like right here, I just get like weird, can you guys see that? It's like weird patchiness, but I think that's my skin. I don't think that's a product. Unless like I'm putting things on my face in a crazy way, but it's just, I'll leave it alone. It's fine. As far as other new products that I'm interested in, like I said, I want to try that new ABH bronzer, and I mean, the new BH Cosmetics Birthstone palette looks really interesting. The opal one, it looks pretty cute. It has like a pink duochrome in there as like its main shade, and I haven't posted it yet, but I have a organizing my makeup / decluttering video that I'm editing and working on right now. But I mentioned in that video that I'm looking for like a specific lighter blue shade to match this liquid eyeshadow that I have. And I don't know, the one in the BH Cosmetics kind of matches that. But then I don't know, do I really need more things? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't just want to buy makeup to buy makeup. I love playing with new makeup, but I also like just using the things that I like and that I have. And I'm kind of falling into that boat of like, I have things that I've used maybe once or twice, but then a new thing comes out and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. So I think I want to slow down on eyeshadow palettes. I did order the Matrix palettes, not the red and blue pill one, because like I'm not going to use any of those shades, and I kind of wish they came in two separate palettes. But I did get the other ones. I think it was like the shade Trinity, or I think one palette is called Trinity and the other one is called Morpheus. But I don't really want to buy any more eyeshadow palettes, especially because I bought a lot of them, so I don't need them. And when I was going through my declutter, I kind of realized I have a lot of similar color stories. Okay, what am I gonna do for... So I mean, Yennefer's face, I'll insert here, is kind of like basic. Like it's a very easy look to capture and recreate, as if you're smart with your product placement and your color choices. So I'm not gonna go with anything too crazy, but she definitely has like a soft wash of blush, like not anything too crazy. and kind of like a smoky eyeliner look and kind of like a nude lip. So that's kind of what I'm going to go for and emulate. Obviously it's the eye look, right, that draws you in. I feel like that's what she's most known for. Like when you think of Yennefer, you're going to think of like her purple eyes and her like dark smoky makeup. So that's what we're going to mimic. The Colourpop cheek palettes I think are really cute. You have to be careful because you can go in very heavy-handedly and it gets crazy, but I haven't had that issue yet. Or I mean, now that I know that's the issue, I don't really go in as heavy, but if you didn't know, now you know. What kind of highlighter brush do I want to use? I'll go in with this one. So I'm going to take my Super Shock shadow and just kind of use this shade as more of like a cheek topper. So the eye look shouldn't be anything too difficult. From what I'm seeing, it's like an outer, like it's purple out here, and then maybe like a deeper brown and like a black. She definitely wears eyeliner around her eye, but I'm not going to do this look with eyeliner. No thank you. So I'm going to try and mimic it the best that I can. Let's see. I mean, if I'm not careful, it's just going to look like I have a black eye. Okay. I think I have in my mind what I want to do. So I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona Retro palette because these are kind of like the cooler purpley tones that I think she would go in with. I'm gonna just start with wiping a transition shade right in my lid. Because I think I'm gonna use a more like shimmery, well, it's not really a shimmer, but it's not a true matte. There's like a deep purple in here that I think would be perfect. But I just want to make sure that when I have something to put it on top of, so it's a bit easier to blend. And then I'm going to take, what kind of brush am I going to take for them? I will take this fluffier brush and I'll take that purple shade and I'll just start blending it out. There we go. And I'm going in fairly light-handed because I just want that wash of color right here. And again, I'm just using it to carve out like the sockets of my eye. And then I'm going to take a naked blending brush and just soften those lines. And then I'm going to take this brown shade, kind of just pop that in the outer corner, and just bring that right into the line of my crease, but not any higher, because I don't want that purple to really fade, but I want to deepen this corner. Kind of blending that out so it's still dramatic and you can tell that there's like a deeper shade in the corner, but I'm just being mindful of the purple shade that I have. And then I'm gonna go back in and just lightly tap into that purple shade and just meet it to that brown shade. And then using a flatter, kind of more like dense fluffy brush, this is the small blend from Pract. I don't know, are these brushes discontinued? Because I don't think Sigma's bringing them back. Like, so if you can still get them, I would suggest it because I think they're the same like quality of the Sigma brushes. They're just way cheaper. The handles themselves kind of feel like a pencil and it's can feel weird to hold compared to all the other brushes that I have, but I mean, if that's my only complaint, that's not so bad. I'm just taking this shade on my lid. Then I'm going to go back in to that deeper brown shade and just kind of blend those colors together. And I should have here we go. And then I'm gonna take this smaller, like I think this is like a spot concealer brush, but I use it to just get under my eye. I feel like a flatter, like wider brush like this is easier for me to get product on my lower lash line versus like the pencil brushes. Only because I feel like I just end up poking myself in the eye with a pencil brush. I mean, it definitely has like its uses, but for things like this, I find it easier to just kind of press the shades in. Okay, and then I'm going to do my other eye off of camera and I'll be right back. We can try that mascara. Okay, my other eye is done. I did curl my lashes also off camera because I feel like that's a little, you don't need to see how close I get an object to my eye. Okay, so the mascara I'm going in with today is Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Black. It is the mini. I did get it free with purchase, but I believe the mini is $11. And the secret between you and I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I prefer to get the minis always. Always. I'm not a huge fan of like mascaras. I don't think they do anything like crazy. I think they do add and help with the look, but I don't know. I have long lashes and they're very nice. But again, I think I've said this a number of times. I have to have them permed to keep any kind of curl, so it doesn't matter what I put in there. It just doesn't last. What I look for in a mascara though is that if it can hold my curl, absolutely fantastic, wonderful, that's great for me. If it can't, I just don't want it to leak all over my face. What is that called? What's the word? Not friction. It just kind of gets everywhere. And I have longer lower lashes as well, and I always put mascara on my lower lashes. And some mascaras work for my top lashes really well, but once I put them on the bottom, it's game over. Like, I can't. So I'm gonna try this one. Oh, look at the brush. That's pretty nice. And see, I also feel like the brush for the smaller ones are always a bit more manageable and you can get in there. I like to get in there and coat my lashes. I feel like in the larger size they're almost like too big. But what was I saying? Oh, I've been trying a bunch of different Rare Beauty items, and I just want to say I think they're really good at creating minis or like collection sizes. They do have their liquid blushes and like a duo right now. They're minis, but I think they're like exclusive shades, or one of them is to the mini. And it's the same with the lip products that I got. Like one of them is an exclusive to the little box, and those duos aren't really like that expensive, and for the amount of product that you're using, realistically that's what the amount that a normal person would use. Like, even if you weren't someone that did like beauty YouTube but you wore makeup every day and those are just like the lip products that you had in your purse, I think that would be perfect. So they have really, really good minis. I can say that. I don't know. I'm interested in trying their liquid blushes, I guess, but I'm also not really in the market for blushes as I have a lot. But in that duo, there's like one that's like more of like a sherbet kind of like pinky tone, and then like the other one is more of like a orangey, or like, I guess one is like an orange sherbet and then the other one's like a pink sherbet. I don't know. I look at it and I think of ice cream. It's very cute. I mean, as far as mascaras go, this is really good for $11, and this is what I would use. Like, this is realistically the amount of mascara that you're going to go through in 3 months. I just really like having the minis. I think they perform better. That's just my opinion. Okay, and then the last thing is lips. So I'm going to go in with my lip liner real quick because it is a lip gloss. I'm just going in with Cool BFF. I know Yennefer has more like natural nude, like pink lips. Like this would kind of be like the Yennefer look. But I really want to use these lip products, so I'm going to try it. This Cool BFF takes away like too much from my lips. If anything, it just kind of contours them and makes them look a bit more larger and poutier like Yennefer's lips. I don't know. I feel like I can't spend too much time lining my lips because then I will spend too much time lining my lips. Okay, so the lip product that I'm going to go in with is the Fenty Heat Glass Balm, but I got mine in the shade Fenty Glow. I have the Fenty Heat, I guess they're all called the Fenty Heat, but I have the red one, the original one that came out. I really, really like that one. This came out with this is supposed to be the universal shade that like works for everybody. Is this the lightest one in there? Because there's one that's like a deep chocolate brown. There's one that's more of like a nudie brown. And did it have 4 shades? I'm pretty sure it was 3. I think there's 4 in total if you include the red one, and then there's 3 with the new ones that were dropped. They all look really pretty, but I mean, they all just kind of look like shades that I have. And I just wanted to see, because with the red one, you definitely get a plumping effect. And like, I don't even go in with a lip liner. You know those like lip products that have like the pH balance, and then it's supposed to be a unique shade to you, but they all come out like candy pink. But the photos look super, super nice when you're looking at them online. The Fenty Heat Gloss makes your lips actually look like those photos. But it's not like a pH balance formula, it's just the red lip gloss. But it's a nice kind of red because it's how do I want to phrase this? It's not a super opaque red where it's just like a super thick red gloss. It's almost just like a catch of red, you know? I don't know, like if you had a cup of Sprite and you added like 2 drops of red food coloring and it kind of changes the color, but not too much. I think that's how I would describe the Fenty Heat Gloss. I think it's in the shade Chili. That sounds familiar, but I could be wrong. Anyways, let's go in with this one. I just wanted to see if it had the same plumping effects, because with that red one, you could definitely feel it. But I also think it's because it's a clear gloss. I feel like with clearer glosses, I can feel more of that plumping effect versus a gloss that has like a shade to it. And that could just be because like the shade kind of makes the formula a bit thicker, so you don't feel the plumping as much, if that makes sense, if that's how these formulas work. I don't know, I just feel like with the clear glosses they're a lot lighter, so you can feel that plumping sensation. I mean, it smells the same as the Chili. And I thought these might be like a thicker formula, like I just said, but it honestly feels the same. And it's really easy to move around on your lips. I don't get that like choppy, you know, like when you have lip gloss and then it like starts to get weird. Wow, I'm already feeling plumping effects in my lips. This is fun. And it feels really nice. And there's definitely a plumping sensation. So I'm gonna fix my hair and I'll zoom us out and we can just close out the video. Okay, so let's start with the face product. I didn't use any setting spray. I don't know, I feel like if I'm using powders and like thicker foundations, I like to like emulsify and blend everything together. But everything just kind of blended nicely on top. I was nervous that the shade wasn't going to work for me. I'm more of a light to medium range, and I have a more neutral undertone, but it is a bit more yellow leaning. But this one looks really, really nice. And I mean, I'm using like natural lighting and some of the lighting in my for my filming lights, but it looks really good and my skin looks really nice. And I only used my NYX powder under my eyes, on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin wherever I placed concealer. So the rest of my face is just naturally blurred due to the skin tint. So I think it's really good. I'm happy with that purchase, but there is a lot of wiggle room. Like I said, this is fairly dark. I don't have any of my other products on my desk. This is fairly dark and I thought this wasn't going to work for me, but it's almost like the perfect match. So it's pretty good. And what was the next? Oh, the face primer. So I'm not noticing anything weird on the primer. Like my face doesn't feel weird. My makeup didn't pick up in any weird ways. Like I said, I think it's just like my own personal skin problem right here, what's going on. I'll figure it out eventually. So I'm excited to continue to use the primer and see how my other products play with it, and maybe I re-fall in love with some of my face products again, but this is a really good one. What's next? The mascara. It's been some time since I've curled and applied the mascara, and usually by like a few minutes after, everything starts to fall. But my lashes still have like a lift and a curl to them, sort of. But I like how they make my lashes stand out, and that's all I really ask for, especially if I'm not going to be wearing false lashes. That's just my overall kind of look. I don't like it to look like I don't have any lashes, and I feel like some looks even look better when you do have bold dramatic lashes, or at least noticeable lashes. So I don't know. Like I said, mascaras aren't really like, I don't go crazy over them. They all just kind of do the same thing. And then the final product is the lip gloss. And I kind of gave my final thoughts on that lip gloss, and even now after some time, like my lips look really good and I really like this. I think as far as like a Yennefer inspired casual cosplay, like I feel it. I want to wear my black sweater, I want to smell like gooseberries, and I want to have Geralt's photo in my office, and I would go to work like this and be angry at everybody. I think it's really cute. So I would say 10 out of 10, would recommend for most of the products that I used. I will have to come back in like a month's time and give like my final thoughts, obviously, but as far as like a first impression, these are all really, really good. Let me know in the comments down below, have you had your eyes on any of these items? How do you think my makeup also looks very nice? I don't know. It's hard for me to tell because like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, but I feel like my makeup skills are like not on par with like the other ladies that I see on YouTube or the other people on YouTube doing makeup. So what do I actually really know? I don't know, but I'd love to hear your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.